Hello guys and girls listening to this is Rija. And today we're gonna check a new subreddit. Well, it's new for my channel, which is Idontworkherelady. But anyway, let's start. So the name of this story was "To work here so I can destroy your headphones." What? You don't work here? Oh no! That's an interesting name for a thread, so let's check it out. Things you need to know about me. At the time I was 15 years old, last year. I was 175 meters tall. That day I was wearing my Star Wars t-shirt. Okay, 15 years old me went in bus to lots of malls with my uncle, jumping from game store to game store, looking for a copy of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle for the PS3. Never got the game cause it's literally impossible to get at my country cause the JoJo fanbase here is almost nothing. Ended up getting it on digital. In one of them we divided. My uncle went to the PS4 segment and I went to the PS3 segment hearing music on my earphones. For some odd reason they were divided by the Switch and Xbox games. While I was there, a nice woman said she was looking for a Street Fighter for the PS4. I tell her about the Street Fighter 5 and that I saw a few copies on the PS4 shelf before. The lady thanks me and goes to the PS4 section. I got my earphones back. So far nothing bad. So I keep doing my search for the game when this big dude, that I'll assume was on his mid-30s, came over. He stands there for a while. I assume I am on his way, so I move back, but the dude doesn't move. Instead takes my earphones by the wire and pulls them. My ears let go the earphones and the cable disconnects from my phone. Hey, what the man, give me my earphones back. Is that the way to talk to a customer? I'll have to teach you a lesson. Takes both sides of the cable and stretches the cable. For sure HR broke the metal wire inside. My earphones, what the is wrong with you? Look, you better shut your mouth and help me or I'll have you fired. I'm looking for a new console for my son. He wants a PS4 and you better pay at least 20% of it. You were very rude. What the man? I don't even work here and I want you to give me the money for a new pair of earphones. What do you mean you don't work here? I saw you help a lady before. Yeah, cause I wanted to be nice, but I don't work here. A guy who actually works there starts to come near us. Dude, sorry, I don't want any problems, sorry. Take this. Gives me $20. Nothing happened here. Is there something wrong here? Looks at me. No, sir. Looks at the dude. No, nothing. Okay then. Leaves. The dude went to the other side of the store. My uncle got his game, and I got new earphones. The ones he broke were $2 earphones, so yay, free upgrade. So the name of this thread was "What a Mess." Let's start. Gather around guys and dolls as I spin the beginnings of a lovely tale of karma. An angry anti-hero, and not just one nor two but three. Yes, 3 messes. All featuring the same Tyrannosaurus Rex. A small world, right? Originally, I was just going to tell my SO about the sweet karmic justice, but then I realized I will have to re-explain the drama to explain why I care so much. So I figured I will post it on here and he will probably lurk and find it later. Hi babe. It's a long read, so I apologize. I just remember it strongly and sometimes I get a little overzealous with the details. Mess number 1 begins with our anti-hero, Moy, walking around the grocery store 2 weeks ago. As I have been mistaken for an employee at 2 separate stores before, I am now increasingly wary of strangers approaching me and have started trying to turn off my customer service mindset outside of work. I wander into the frozen foods aisle because ice cream and practically shove myself into the freezer to find something specific, and that's where Tyrannosaurus finds me. At first it started with humming, with a couple pepper here and there. Weird, but everyone's shop's different. Then we launched into food topping. I thought she was listening to music. Had to be a good song to tap your feet, right? My poor innocence. Excuse me, it was so forceful I looked up. She was just glaring down at me. I took one earbud out to be polite. Obviously not holding true to my mantra of do not engage. Yes? I have been standing here for 15 minutes. Is this how you treat customers? Can I get some goddamn help? I opened my mouth to respond but didn't get a chance. She huffed and scrunched her face. Ugh, forget it. Clearly useless. Where is unmemorable food item? Previous time this happened, I froze. So far past the stage now. I tried keeping it short and sweet, but I felt my temper rising. Don't know, don't work here. I shoved my earbud back. I didn't even want the ice cream anymore. It. I didn't process the actual feeling, but I watched my headphones hit the floor. I was shocked. While I was still processing, she was letting me have it. Excuse me, are you actually lying to a customer? I don't care if you are on your break. I'm asking you for help. I genuinely thought for a brief moment, maybe I'm being punked. She was ridiculous, this had to be a joke. But then seeing my headphones on the floor, I got slightly angry. I still hadn't picked them up. That was a mistake. Listen, I just told you I don't work here, I'm not on break, I'm not off, I do not work here. She didn't process anything I had said. It was like my words were just background music, something to side along the beat of her continuing rant. Even if you are on break, customers come first. You definitely shouldn't be listening to music while you are working. You're really going to risk getting in trouble for a little music. I was about to reply, maybe add a little sass and let her know that nothing had actually been playing. I just never took them out my ear. Before I had the chance, my mistake came back to haunt me. She looked down at my headphones, still laying on the floor between us. With a quick look at me, she stomped hard as over them. I heard the crack as the right side was not completely disconnected. Little speaker just rolling on the floor. I couldn't find the words at first. Did you just break my headphones? She gave me a nasty smirk. You're damn right. Let's see you ignore someone else now. I can't even really think of accurate thing to describe my anger. You are going to give me money for those right now. Right now, you had no right. There was so much more I could have said, but in my fury not many other words could come to me. She got even angrier. You should have done your job. I was the wrong one to test today. In an attempt to not act out my thoughts, I imagined testing my hand on the side of her face, and then she gave me a gem. Actually, you know what? I'm getting your manager, and he and I are going to have a nice long chat about his previous employee's work ethic. She started walking away as she pulled out her phone. Better start looking for a new job. Nah, I want my money for these headphones. I stomped after her as she loudly tried to hold a conversation. I'm in your store. This little refused to help me. You need to fire her. She eventually turned around and saw me following her and proceeded to freak out, screaming that I was stalking her and he needed to hurry. Thankfully, the manager found us with what I can only assume is echolocation and tried to help. He saw her first and started attempting to calm her. I stepped closer and he looked at me and told me he will be right with me. He just needed to take care of this family emergency and it will only take a moment. Unfortunately for both of us, she was still screaming and drawing attention. This is her, the girl who wouldn't help me. He gave me a glance and returned her expectant look with confusion. Her voice started rising, and I swear it could have broken glass. This girl, your employee, I waited for 30 minutes for her to acknowledge me. She was too busy listening to music to do her job. She doesn't work here. I have never seen her before in my life. His attention came back to me. Did you tell her you work here? I told her multiple times that I didn't work here. She snatched my headphones and then broke them. I want compensation for my damaged property or I am calling the cops. I doubted they will come for some petty grocery store squabble, but it was the only scary repercussion I could think of. Before she could open her mouth, he dug out his wallet and handed me $30. Is that enough? I am so sorry. Please, anything you were going to get half off. Please don't call the police. I took the money and thanked him, but I absolutely wasn't done with Tyrannosaurus. I needed the last word. Everyone in the store is staring at you. You are a nut job, lady. I had so much more I wanted to say. I wanted to point out in depth every single thing that screamed that I wasn't an employee. From my sweatpants to my hair, I wanted to go through each and every clue that could have been. But after all that, I was mentally exhausted. I decided to go home. She was still raging and spouting her own talking barrage, but I was so ready to go. I ignored it and walked out of the store. Got home, explained my afternoon to my SO, and thought up lots of snappy comebacks and alternate actions in the shower that night. Didn't think I will ever have a reason to use them until I ran into her again 3 days later. Too long, didn't read, crazy things I work where I don't, breaks my and generally ruins my shopping for the day. But hey, I got 30 bucks, so that's something, right? Wow, this is unbelievable. Like, hopefully it's fake, but I mean, I didn't know of this subreddit Idontworkherelady, but I wonder if she had sweatpants and all that and her hair was all messy or whatever. Like, my question is, how do these people get confused with people that are working in the store, like are supposed to be working? Because, like, for example, I don't usually ask people for help in, for example, Walmart unless they have the, you know, the uniform, but I don't know. Girls and guys, I would love to hear your comments about this subreddit community. Also comment on what subreddit I should do next. As always, a like, comment and share is greatly appreciated, and please subscribe if you like the content. Bye!